So here I am, Phil from ClevelandMoto, and I'm riding the Energica Italian electric motorcycle. Now this one's cool because this is the Eva Ribelle, and this is brand new, and this is a 21.5 battery, and it is got the Munster torque. What's different you're going to know about this is that, as you can see on Sev's bike in front of me, Sev's riding the SS9. Oh yeah, and that's going to be like, you'll get to enjoy being behind me and the vagueness of my directional intentions.
It's like one of those,
yeah.
You just have to be conscious of what you're doing things. I actually prefer no cutoff.
Yeah. In my whole life, as other people watch me go down the road and I just phantomly am jamming my thumb at something that doesn't exist, and then you get on a Moto Guzzi and it's the horn button.
Well, when you get on one of these, you'll find yourself hitting the mode button
Yeah.
instead of the turn.
And the turn signals, yep. Yeah, I do like that it's the standard Aprilia switchgear. That, you know, the Grezzo, a lot of the Guzzis and the Aprilias have the same button controller, so that's good.
Aprilia actually took the screen from us.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of Aprilia engineers who work with our company.
Oh, really?
A lot of cross-fertilization between the two companies.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Well, you know, everything's connected. It's Northern Italy.
That's why I was joking. I love the term cross-fertilization.
Aprilia is another 40 minutes. You know, everything is close.
Yep. Cross-fertilization is a fantastic term.
You know, if you're an engineer and you live in Italy, you
Yeah.
work in the Motor Valley, you know.
Mm-hmm. That's it. So I've got the bike in urban mode right now. That's Laurence. So Laurence works for Energica. Seb's in front of us. Chris is leading in the factory-built carbon fiber bike. And then Stefano, whose birthday was yesterday, he's over there on the older Ego. Now you hear the whine on this thing, right? So it is a different, there's such a different auditory signature on this bike than on the Zero, because the chain drive. It's got a real pronounced electric whine to it. It's not silent by any means. You get the California boys. See them all line up like ducks in a row because you know they're going to be doing some lane splitting for us. Putting on a little display of lane splitting. There's, of course, electric is the torque. So nice. Okay, so just the comparison and contrast. Our previous video, we were talking about the Zero SRS and the Zero SRF, and of course here we are now in the Energica. This is the Ribelle, and so this is their street fighter. It's their hooligan bike. The Ego is their full sport bike. There's a number of things that are different about the Ego. And then Sev's on the SS9, which is their more traditional bike. Now, all these bikes are all high-speed charger equipped. And they are heavier, but it feels fantastic under you. I mean, it's a really good feeling bike. There's nothing about this that makes you feel like, oh, this thing's a tanker truck, it's so heavy. No, it's not heavy at all. It's great. And riding position on this is really good. It is Street Fighter for sure. Nobody's going to say it's not. The feet are tucked up nice and high. It is aggressive without being full on tuck. They chose really good bars for this, though. They're nice and wide, and they give you a hell of a lot of control and a lot of leverage. So, well done, you. The bike feels fantastic. Just went mute there for a little while, just enjoying the ride, and obviously not getting the same. Yeah, not getting the same riding experience as we did with Zero, just because we're in the city. So where Energica is set up for their headquarters is downtown industrial plaza, industrial area. So you can see they're working their way up to the hills here. And wow, I mean, like one turn, go down this little road and look at what's waiting for us up there. Just really, what a beautiful place. Now I'm trying to change the modes here into sport mode. I think I got it. I'm not entirely sure. I did the coasting business and then hit the trigger while I was coasting off speed, the selector. Pretty intuitive, pretty easy. You know, right click to operate the right spectrum of things happening, and left click for the left. All of your traction control features are on the right, and all of your regen features are on the right, and all of your power features are on the left. Did not get it. So I was looking at the graphic display to see if there's a indicator when you're just on a neutral setting. Yep, that's definitely sport mode. No question about whether we got it that time. That's a little bit of a different launch. There's that power. So now we know Seb's in sport mode. And I was not. And now we know that I am in sport mode, because that is awesome! Fantastic! Just fantastic. Really good pull on this thing. Yes, that was urban mode we were in before, and it was great. I mean, plenty of authority, no question there. But now that we're in the actual sport mode, it is just rip your arms out. Great pull. I might have been wrong, but I thought him say 159 torques when he was describing this new Ribelle. That is quite a difference between urban mode and sport mode. So this thing on the gas tank right here, when you're plugged in and you're charging, it lights up, and it's a sort of a graphic indicator for a state of charge. And really one of those little features that a company puts on a motorcycle and makes you go, yeah, that's really sexy. Yeah, that's really cool. SS9's a handsome bike. Looking at Sev's ride there, and super cool. I love the gas tank, the cut on the gas tank by your knees. It's really sharp, really neat looking, and extremely good ergos on this machine. You know, we always say we like to have our feet up a little bit. I do, personally. I always feel a little more comfortable in that cafe riding position. And this is where I like it. It's not a full-on race bike. My feet aren't behind me. They're definitely still under me. But this is my preferred riding position, is the Street Fighter bikes. Little woodside road here. And for anyone who's paying attention, you know, this is one of the greatest days of my year is going to be starting my day riding zeros around Scotts Valley, and then spending my afternoon riding these Energicas. And there's just no shortage of delightful, fun, curvy roads here. It's all just freaking perfect. Yeah. It's a real thing for people that, you know, you've been riding motorcycles your whole life, and you ride a lot of different bikes, as I do, and I do love them. I always say the favorite bike's the one I'm on at the moment. And this thing, when you do get your hands on an electric bike, especially on an electric bike that's a rocket ship like this one is, it's just... it's an expanding experience. It gets into your head, and we joked about that telepathy before of like, I'm just telekinetically operating the motorcycle, and ain't that just a treat for anybody that has been riding their whole life. You know, you ride some clunky bikes, you ride some junky bikes, and then you get on a motorcycle where everything works, and it's true bleeding edge. It's the brakes are just the best brakes that you can put on a bike. The suspension's the best suspension you can put on a bike. And the motor is 150 plus torques. And it's now, by the way, the launch is just go. And wow, we're here, man. This is real. It's happening. It would be hard to come back. It would be hard to get off this bike and say anything other than Jesus. That's just better than anything that existed 20 years ago at any price point. You get here, we hit that bump, that little hole back there in the road, and when we hit that little hole in the road, what did we hear? We heard the chain go boop, you know, and when the chain went boop, that was like, hey, guess what, dude? You're riding a chain bike, aren't you? Felt a little loss of grip back there in that first set of turns. We can go back and look at the video later and see what we see. But there was just a little shaky, but that was probably just tire. Felt real good otherwise. Make no mistake about it, I'm riding with some very, very skilled riders here, and I'm a rusty dude because it's February, and I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, so my skill set isn't up to where it should be. So I'm going to have to just make sure that I leave myself a little extra 10% of meat on the bone for anything weird that might happen. Bumpy's there in the middle. Bike did good, holding in fine, isn't it? My imperfect cornering is going to be made up for by my slingshot acceleration. Thank you, Mr. Del Vecchio. That little dose of trail braking and cornering confidence. Same, same. Love that. Just like you want it to be. Oh, you guys are killing me. I'm trying to look at the friggin' scenery here and doing these decreasing radius, never-ending turns. But what do I want to look at? I want to look at the pretty scenery. Hey, go back and look at the video just to enjoy my ride. Oh, God, she's good. Oh, this bike is good. This bike is good. This bike is good. Give Sev a little more room. Yeah, blew the line on that and it pulled it right back for me. Cooker, cooker. Smoker, smoker. Sorry, I'm doing a little late braking there and didn't mean to fill up Sev's mirror like that. Keep your point of focus. These guys will run out a little further in the lane than I will usually because of their confidence in the fact that there won't be any wet leaves or snow or fucking whatever we're used to. So they do tend to ride a little more aggressively than I do. Oh, look at this, guys. Grand View Drive? No shit, this is a grand view. Oh. No wonder it's expensive to live here. Frickin' roads are just unbelievable. And I will say, you know, this is more twisties in a row than we ever get at home, ever, by a long shot. And this isn't fatiguing. I mean, it's not kicking my ass. It's my heart rate's up, sure, but I'm not overstressed. It's the bike is that good. And here we are at Alice's Restaurant, where you can get anything you want. Yep. So last time I was here, guys, I was on a CB 400F Super Sport, and it was cold as frig. I will save you from my world's worst rendition if you can get anything you want, including a ride on an Energica at Alice's Restaurant. You always got to wonder, it's like, do you think they set their company up here because of the insane riding, availability? Do you think they did that fully informed decision? If you're not thinking if you're not thinking Return of the Jedi, if you're not thinking speeder bikes and Endor, there's nothing I could do to help you. No brake fade. Bike feels real good like that. Yeah, getting the bottom of that turn. That sign said 25 right. Just before 25 left. And I'm like, how bad is the 25 right if your sign was for a 25 left? Oh, hell. California. Slingshot. Bike is so good. Turns just go on forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Isn't this just the most beautiful damn thing in the world? How could you not do it? How could you not reach in your pocket and buy a motorcycle after this? How could you go, it's all right. It's okay. Yeah, much better workout on this test ride. Obviously, doesn't seem to. The bike certainly doesn't care. So that's why it's so expensive to live here. I was going to say, if this place was affordable, we'd fill it up real quick. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's pretty great. It's pretty rad.
If you're willing to live on a tent, you're really happy to come.
I was going to say, there's a lot of Ford Econo-lines I wouldn't mind living in, so, yep. Yep, just low profile and slip in somewhere, push the bike out every once in a while, and, yeah, the roads are just, all I could think of was Return of the Jedi, Biker Scout.
Well, it even sounds like a TIE fighter.
It does, right? It does. The noise and everything, the whole experience is great. Hey, you guys remember, though, it's February, and the guy from Cleveland has no skills. Yeah. And I'm out of shape because it's February. Yeah, so those 25s are fun. You see a 25 in Ohio, that means 60, 65, whatever. You see a 25 here, and you're like, 25? Yeah, okay, got it. See that? That's the feeling. That's the control. That's the trail braking doing its job. Some shit in the road. And a water hazard. Didn't slow Chris down one bit, though. Keep my head up. So yeah, 55 and a 35 is just about as much as you'd want to play. Oh, La Honda Center, huh? Yeah, how cool is it up here? The answer is it's pretty damn cool. So now the question is, if you buy one of these, and if you do, and if you're lucky enough, and you live the kind of life where you can, and you see this, and you watch this video, and you kind of get an appreciation for these roads, which are really, this is really what the motorcycle's meant to do. How do you then not start planning trips so you can go to places like this and ride your motorcycle the way that it was meant to be ridden all the damn time? And that's the trick, right? The trick is when this happens and you experience this and your brain goes to that place and the little switch flips and you do stuff like this and this road happens and that Corvette happens and it all just makes you so happy, and you're then gonna want that a lot. It's gonna get into your soul, and you're gonna not be happy without it, and you're gonna be on the stripe like that was, and you're gonna be riding with your friends and doing all this silly shit. And how do you not just go broke just trying to keep doing it? And this roller coaster, this is it, you know? He nailed it. It's like it's a roller coaster in your own backyard. And the price of admission is the right motorcycle. And God, that's the right motorcycle, isn't it? I don't know if you guys noticed, but I've dropped my shoulders about 6 inches. I don't know if we hit 100 there, but we weren't far off. And the bike just gets up to it. That wasn't full throttle, by the way. I I wish I had a little graph on the side for my telemetrics, and you could see what my wrist position was, and you could see where, you know, what demands I'm making of the bike. And they're not much, man. They're not. They're very, very subtle. They're very, very mellow. And I just don't know that I've ridden a better motorcycle ever. And I certainly can't say that I've ridden as good of a motorcycle on as good of a road with as good of a group that I am right now. Oh, check it out. A big pre-war car running around. Lots of shit to see around here. And now it's contrast. So now we're up here on top of the hill. We got these big sweepers. Pavement's changed a little bit. Got some cows. A lot of wind blowing up the side of this hill. So hit that intentionally. Really wanted to feel if the suspension on this bike felt as good as the SRS did when you do something that was terribly upsetting to it. And this is really good. It was a little on the firm side, but I would expect that with the Street Fighter. That was, you know, a little off-camber patch with a pretty good gap in it. Buck 14, coming in hot. I just really appreciated how great those brakes are put on that speed. Last I saw was 114, and then be able to scrub it off like that. Just nice. That's one for the highlight reel. Stop in here and change our underwear collectively. So I think that was a completely honest 115 on that, which is a really good use of the motor and the brake, because, you know, you did a really good late brake on that one, and we got that speed right up, and the brakes are just perfect. Yeah. Whoop, helmet. Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah, this is a... As long as you didn't drop it at 40 miles an hour, you're fine. That was great. That was a really, really good ride. And it's just beautiful. It's so different than us. And then to have those combinations for so long. Yeah, it's a really good thing. And then finishing up with the sweepers is really refreshing. And because it is winter for us, and I'm so out of shape right now, my skills are dropped because I haven't been practicing. So the bike, though, was there for me. So my skills were bad, but the bike was there. So the fact that I'm not riding my best right now, but the bike is so perfect. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did. The pacing was perfect. Yeah. Yeah. Well. Yeah, it's the combination of a great road, a great rider, and amazing bikes. So you guys really got a beautiful combination.